Hello everyone. In this particular lecture, I'll be discussing about modes of failure of tension members. So generally, a tension member may fail in any of the three modes of failures. They may fail either by a cross section yielding, or they may fail uh, either by a net section yielding or the net section rupture, or they may fail either by uh, block shear failure. So these are the three modes of failure of tension members as I listed here. So these are a very important uh, for checking the safety of the tension members. So if you want to check the safety of the tension members, we need to check these three parameters: cross section yielding, the net section yielding or the rupture, and the block shear failure. So what do you mean by this cross section yielding? So cross section yielding means a considerable deformation of the member in a longitudinal direction may takes place before it fractures, making the structure unserviceable. So here, suppose this is the member, this is a member, and let us assume this is a lap joint, and this is subjecting to two tensile forces. So because of the tensile forces at this particular joint, the members may get elongate. If these members may get elongate up to 10 to 15%, 10 to 15%, if they show elongation, then that particular members we may call they are of unserviceable. At with these 10 to 15% elongation will be at ultimate load. At ultimate load, when they show elongation of 10 to 15%, it means they are yielded already. So when they have got yielded, then they are being treated as unserviceable. That particular situation, what we call as a cross section yielding. So for this purpose, or the typical design problem in a tension member is to select a member with sufficient cross sectional area to take care of these three modes of failure. So out of that, the first mode of failure is the cross section yielding. As I already explained, when the section or when the member get elongated 10 to 15% at ultimate load, then that particular member is being treated as unserviceable, and that particular situation is being treated as uh, cross section yielding. This is the first case. The second case is the net section rupture or yielding. This is rupture or yielding. The net section rupture or yielding. Rupture. Okay, the net section rupture. So this particular section you get. So when this is the member, net section means at a particular section the holes are being made, more number of holes are being made for taking the bolts. Suppose this is a section and this is another section. At a particular section, if the holes are being made, and because of the holes present at a particular section, the area get reduced in these sections. As we know, the stress is equal to load by area. As the area reduces, the stress get increases. So at this particular section, as the area get reduces because of the holes present, the stress concentration also increases. Because of the higher stress concentration, there is a rupture at this particular section. So the rupture or the fracture of the member takes place when the net cross section of the member reaches the at ultimate stress. When the net cross section reaches at ultimate stress, because of having a lesser area it is been subjecting to maximum stress, hence at this particular section there will be a rupture. So to take care of this rupture failure, we need to provide a lesser number of holes, or the holes are being provided in a zigzag manner. So while solving a problem, we'll understand what particularly this net section rupture or the net section failure. Okay, so net section failure or the net section failure will takes place because of present of more number of holes at a particular section, and because of presence of more number of holes, the area get decreases. Because of the decreased area, the stress concentration will be more at that particular section, hence there will be a rupture perpendicular to the load acting. That particular situation what we call as a net section rupture or net section failure. Then the third failure is the block shear failure. The block shear failure, it's a combined effect of shearing and rupturing is called as block shear failure. So means a segment of a block of a material at the end of member shears out due to the possible use of high bearing strength of the steel and high strength bolt, resulting in a smaller connection length. So basically the block shear capacity is the combined shear and tensile capacity of the failure mode. Failure may be either by yielding or by fracture. So as I said, it is a combined effect of shearing and tearing. It is called as a block shear. So suppose this is on a plate. Suppose it is been subjecting to tensile force. These are the bolts. If I name it the section 1, 2, 3, and this is 4, 5, 6. So section that is along the direction, that is the length direction 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, this segment may come out when it is been applying in this direction the force. So the failure along 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6, it represents the shearing failure that is parallel to the load applied, and failure along 3, 6 or 2, 5 or 1, 4, that is perpendicular to the load, which is represents the tension failure. Or this particular section which is under tension, this is tension zone and this is shearing failure path. This is shear failure path that is parallel to the load, and perpendicular load is the fracture failure. So the combined effect of these two, shearing and tearing, what we call as a block shear failure. So in I already provided one video how the block shear failure may takes place. There are various modes of block shear failure. So either it may fail by yielding or it may fail by fracture. So that is the combined effect of shearing and tearing, what we call as a block shear failure. So there are various modes of block shear failure. Already one video provided on that block shear failure. So please go through that video and try to understand these three modes of failure. So if we overcome or by these three modes of failure, then we may say the tension member is safe in carrying the loads. So while designing a tension member, we need to check these three modes of failure, that is a cross section yielding, the net section rupture and the block shear failure. They are the cross section yielding means TDZ, then the net section rupture means TDN formula, and the block shear failure is TDP. So these three things we need to calculate, and these three formulas are being given in IS 800 2007. So we need to refer code book for these three formulas. So whenever we need to design a tension member for any type of a structure, so while designing a tension member, so these three things needs to be checked, that is TDZ, TDN and TDP. Out of three, whichever the value comes to be the least, that is to be considered as the design strength, that governs the design strength of the member. So this while solving a problem, we will understand what exactly these three and how to calculate or how to design the tension member. uh, so in solving the problems, you will understand that one. Okay, then the design, as I said, the design strength of a member is a list of strength due to yielding of gross section, rupture of critical section, and the block shear.